Jennifer Wanakar, and today, thank you for joining us on our Tricks of the Trade podcast brought to you by Prime Neighborhood Properties Limited. Today, I'm with a very notable personality. His name is Mr. Chinedu Odiaka, CEO Gloch Stylistic Limited. Mr. Chinedu, thank you for joining us today. It's good to have you today. So we're going to be asking Mr. Chinedu a plethora of questions relating to the real estate industry in Nigeria. Let's get into it. The first question. So we're going to start with something really light. What is the best advice you've ever received, and how has it helped in your journey?
Thank you once again.
Yes.
Over the years, I've learned a lot of things. But when it comes to real estate, which needs a whole lot of planning and precision, the best advice I've received: when you want to start it right from the beginning, from the design to the regulations, the approvals. Make sure you have everything right from the beginning. If you don't, you will go back to start getting them. You pay more getting them in terms of both the monetary part of it and your time. It's like fixing a broken machine. Why allow you to break down before you fix it? So
That's nice. Thank you so much, sir. So I know we've had, before this podcast, I know we're having discussions and
a lot of times.
a lot of discussions about the real estate industry in Nigeria. We understand that in Lagos today, there is a housing deficit. That's what I always say. Housing deficit, right? So Mr. Chinedu, you're an expert in the industry. You're a key player, right? So I want from your own side of things, I want to ask you these questions. How do we challenge, or how do we tackle the issue of housing deficits in Lagos?
I'll say Nigeria.
In Nigeria generally. First of all, why do we even have a housing deficit?
There are a lot of issues intertwined. It's not difficult, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
Because the foundations are very, very poor. Let me even start from the constitution of this country. Land Use Act. That's a huge problem. When all the land belongs to the government.
Yeah.
So you can't even get freehold titles.
Yes. So what
All
is
the titles
freehold titles for the audience?
Freehold is if you have a piece of land belongs to you forever, generation to generation. But what we have now are all leases. Your seal of your land certificate, they are all leases. So they give you 99 years with an option for you to renew.
Yes.
That's a challenge. That's number one. Then number two, government tends to think that they can solve the housing problem. Government can't solve the housing. It's not possible.
Government can solve everything for us.
No, I see them, to me, they waste time and money.
Yeah.
Building, there was one they did, that's during the war time.
Yeah.
They wanted to build 1,000 houses in
Yeah.
every state. How many have been built? It's not possible.
Yeah.
So you need the private sector, people like us, to come in with our expertise and even funding. We'll get to funding later.
Okay. Yeah.
To help in bridging the gap. Government have no business building houses. That's how I feel. Same way government have no business doing business, because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Then you now get out of the government and their laws and all that, you now go into fund. Nigerian mortgage system is a huge challenge. There's no way we can solve the housing problem without a proper mortgage system that works.
Yeah.
Especially for those that don't really have money available cash right now.
Okay, sir. Before we get to mortgages, I wanted to take you back to what you said about the 99 leasehold.
Yes.
So, in relation to tackling the issues of housing deficit, what's the correlation between the hold and how it affects
the
housing deficit?
Like every other thing, ownership of a property, when it belongs to you, you know it belongs to you. You are not leasing, you own. What it means invariably is that you can actually plan for this property for generations to come.
Yeah.
Okay, now, when somebody is restricting you to a 99 years lease, and I want to buy the land now, the land has 25 years left in the lease. Do you think I want to buy it? I want to buy it. And even if I'm building a house, commercial houses, in a 25-year lease, most of the buyers won't want to come and buy a 25-year lease. With the fear, okay, that what if we now go to renew and government said no, because they have the right to decline.
Yeah.
And government declines. So those are factors people don't even really pay so much attention to how it affects the real estate industry. It does affect it.
Yeah, so we talked about the land titling act, which affects housing deficit, or which
planning and everything.
Yes. So we're going to mortgages. We're talking about mortgages. Right?
Okay. We've had this discussion several times.
He made me start talking about mortgages because I asked him, I said, sir, how does the mortgage system, how would it affect developers and how would it affect purchasers?
It's a huge deal.
Yes.
It's a huge deal. Let me start from the
ground here.
When there is mortgage and you have the 25 years or 30 years to pay, somebody that earns as little as maybe 500 to 1 million naira per annum a month can actually afford a house of 17. Because by the time the mortgage system gives you that ability to pay within the spread for 30 years, 25 years, you see people will be able to afford houses that they ordinarily wouldn't have been able to afford. Okay? Now, how does it now benefit me as a person? Now, if we have the mortgage system, we have a whole lot of people now be able to afford housing. The market will be booming. I will be making money. They will be getting value. The banks will be getting value. Government will relax and have more value. Then channel money to other important places. Mortgage will give me the ability to build as many houses as possible. Because when I have, say, 100 people lining up to buy, and what happens is that the bank or the mortgage company fund the project indirectly.
Okay.
Let me tell you how that works. Now, by the time the buyer puts down his own equity, and the bank now, mop up those equity, the bank can give me 50% of the funding right away, or you can do it on a milestone basis, like what you really do that one.
Yes.
In some cases, they give you all, especially if you are building, they're buying off plan, for example. So the bank can pay you on a milestone basis, meaning that I won't be running after a buyer to pay his deposit when it comes to that milestone. The bank will pay. No, so there's money in my pocket. I can actually move to a newer project continually like that. Then, me now as a developer, let's assume I'm building an office complex or a mall. The bank can also fund it through that mortgage system. Same milestone basis, or that gives you a certain percentage after dropping your own. So you see, it's huge. It's to me, is the only solution or the best solution to curb the housing deficit.
There you have it. So mortgages would benefit both the developer, the purchaser, and the banks.
And again, it's create confidence in the system. There's trust. Like, let me jump the gun a bit. Our diaspora buyers,
Okay.
they have the money.
Mm-hmm.
They are scared of bringing the money
Mm-hmm.
most times.
Mm-hmm.
If there is a mortgage system,
Mm-hmm.
they can key into the mortgage system with confidence that the bank now, the mortgage company, now follow up and make sure that their investment is delivered at the right time. And again, you will see less abandoned projects.
That's a huge
You
problem.
will see less of that abandoned project.
Why do you think that we have more, what the abandoned projects that we have, what do you think is the major cause for developers?
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's all good, boils down to the
But,
same
yeah.
money issues. Funding. If sometimes a developer could think of going to a project and projected, oh, in the next 2.5 years, 3 years, we'll be done with this project. Hoping also that he will have some people that will buy into that same project
Yeah.
with his own funding
Mm-hmm.
and fund the project to last.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it so happens that the funding won't come, buyers won't come.
Yeah.
By the time he builds with his own money to a certain level,
Yeah.
money dries up.
Yeah.
So he's stopped. And unfortunately, our banks don't trust the real estate industry. I've gone through.
So
Yeah.
why is that? Why is
I don't know. Or I'm not too sure.
Sure.
Let me use the word.
Yeah.
I've had interactions with many bankers. I've gotten facilities from banks. Let me say that. And the process is crazy.
Yeah.
They don't have, most of them, some they've started, let me know, like some of them have started creating the real estate. Real estate is huge, but most of them don't have a department or a section of the bank that understands the real estate market. So they don't trust they just imagine, no project would be abandoned if the bank is strong.
Yeah, exactly.
And how do you do this? It's simple. When you are funding a project, you fund the project. You are not giving the person money and you go to your house to sleep.
Yes.
You are actually funding it. What it means that funding means when you ensure that the money is used for what it's meant for.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? That means you must have a department that will
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm looking for say 2 billion to fund the project. Don't give me the 2 billion in one lump sum. I don't need it. All you do for me is, okay, we have a POQ. How much will the foundation cost? Oh, Mr. Odiaka, look at the money for the foundation. After foundation, I write the foundation is completed, and you come and inspect. You know that you inspect, foundation is done. Then what is the next thing? It's okay, want to do like 3 slabs.
Yeah.
You give you money for 3 slabs.
Yes.
The POQ is there.
Yeah.
The finish is 3 slabs. We write them again. The slabs are completed. Do we come? Can you come in and inspect?
Yeah.
So that we'll go to the next stage.
Yeah.
Just like that, stage by stage. But when you give people this money in one lump sum, what do you expect?
Okay, because I know that's the major issues when you give developers or this. I know what you're saying. When you give them and then there's no return or anything,
Exactly.
and then you would not have trust.
Yes, but you are part of the problem.
Exactly.
By not doing your job yourself.
Yes, exactly.
So, like, a developer now is building a house. He needs equipment. Okay, like our company now, we have our construction part of the company.
Yes, construction.
That's Gloch Contracting. We acquire equipment for all our sites. because we are just starting.
Okay.
So this is the stage we are buying. But by the time we
So
grow to
sorry,
certain
can I
level,
say, so you have your construction arm.
yes,
So you don't
contract.
contract.
Yes,
You own
we
your
own our
construction.
and I will give you the reason why
Yeah.
that is. Let us finish with
Okay.
so, so you know, when we get these finances, it frees up money for you to do other things. Let us not even go to the area of interest rate. That is really a killer. That's a killer. But even at that, we still try to do okay. If you lose some profits.
Yeah.
But get these facilities these finances to help you build the system. Because by the time you grow the system, get all your equipment, by the time you have like say 4 or 5 concrete pumps, cranes, hoists, and all sorts, you know. By the time you now start going into projects, you find that your cost has reduced because you are no longer buying supplements in the long run. So basically, the area the financing is very, very critical to grow the real estate company that wants to build for themselves. That takes me to your question. Why did we have to do that?
Okay.
If you don't do that,
why do they have a construction arm and not contract people outside?
Yes.
So Gloch Stylistic Limited, they actually have their arm of construction and who does like every construction thing for them. So he's trying to explain that part why they have that.
in Gloch contracting, we do our construction ourselves. Though we still subcontract some jobs like the MEP subcontracting, but we still have our in-house MEP people, but we have consultants outside. So now, why we decide to go into construction ourselves? We found that by the time you pay your contractor, you've already lost over 25 to 10% of your profits. Right? So that adds more burden on the buyer. Do you want to be competitive in the market? If you want to be competitive in the market, you need to have your construction company. If not, I will be selling 500, you will be compelled to sell 800. Because
if I don't have a construction arm,
if you contract your buildings out,
yes.
If I'm selling 500, you'll be compelled to sell 800. So you'll be competitive. That's why you see some people selling the same flats.
Yes, at different
price.
And then at the end of the day, you want to make good profit.
You want to make good profit. And still you want to give your buyers
the
best.
Yes.
And they need to make money as well.
Yes,
so somebody buying from you, our mantra is that the moment you are buying, you are making profit from cash. As you are buying, you are making. The day you sign your paper, you start making.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's
you have to give them the room to make that profit.
Because by the time you scale up, before we started, we discussed about almost the same issue. When you are selling property to someone, and the person in the next 3, 4, 5 years want to resell, and the person in this Nigeria is making 10, 15, 20% return on investment, it's poor.
Sorry, come again. Yeah.
When your buyer is reselling and is making 10 to 20% return on investment, I'm saying it's very poor. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, why that is because you've already sold him a property that you've sold him the price of that property in the next 5 years. What that property ought to do in 5 years' time. You've already sold them the property now at that price. Meaning that by the time the buyer wants to resell to get back some returns, you'll be struggling to sell it.
Okay.
You'll be struggling to sell it.
Yeah.
But let me give you an example. assuming the buyer buys the property 100 million,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And the market generally is selling for 150,
Okay.
but he buys for 100.
Okay.
In the next 3 years, if he wants to sell, he will sell for 200.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to
Yes.
say?
Yes.
But when you sell to the person for 100, in the next 2-3 years, he will still sell for that, almost like that same amount,
Yeah.
and be making less. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, we went into the construction so that it's not only for our profit,
Yes.
it's for our buyers as
Yeah. So they can
well.
make
Give them more value.
Yes.
for whatever
Yes.
they
Yes.
invest.
Yes. That makes a lot of sense. Yes, rescue with Mr. Chinedu, and we're having such an interesting discussion. We always, like I always say, this is my boss. We're always discussing and everything. So the mortgage sector, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like you saying, how many people in Nigeria can afford houses today? You guys, actually. How many people in Nigeria today can afford the kind of houses that they want? That's why when we're looking at options of affordable housing, mortgage has to be there. And we're looking at ways in which we make the mortgage system better for everybody. We might not see it now, but at least, So what do you think, what are the ways in which we can make the mortgage system better?
I'm not a finance person, but I believe it's simple. I listen to a lot of people in the finance world. I read a lot of books when it comes to interest rates. When the interest rate, you see when you take facilities from the bank, the shorter the facility, the better for you.
Yes.
Right? Now, if at 30% I want to take a loan, a mortgage loan, and I'm expected to pay back in the next 25 years, you will find out that it will be a very difficult thing to do, both for the loanee and the person that am I going to leave my money for 30 years? And me that is borrowing, am I ready to pay 30% interest rate for the next 25 years? So something has to be done about the interest rate. Okay? And the CBN needs to change some of their monetary policy.
Yes.
That makes it difficult for banks, or mortgage company, or banks to give long term, because it's a long term loan.
Yes, yeah.
So they have to look into that because we talked about affordability of housing earlier before we started, and I told you it's not possible.
Yeah. Affordability is a huge problem in Nigeria. In other parts of the country, you get to a certain stage where you've worked, you can do mortgage, you can do all those things. But now, what's affordable housing apart from what are you saying? What's the affordable?
The challenge is huge.
Yeah.
From the building materials themselves.
So this is why we don't have affordable housing in Nigeria.
You can go to Ekpe houses and buy 3 million naira.
Yeah.
You will be able to build it with 3 million. It's not possible. The building materials, both the ones we have locally, which one is it affordable? Is it the cement or the reinforcement?
How much is cement now?
Cement is over 7,000 naira per bag.
Yeah.
So, how many bags of cement? Only the cement alone for a bungalow is more than the land. Let's assume you buy a land of 3 million, you go to a baby group or a bear houses and buy a land for 3 million. You can't do it. So, what is that affordable? Because you have to equate what they say is affordable with what you are earning.
And what you're spending
What
to
you are
get
spending,
there.
exactly.
Yeah,
So no, let's say you say what you are earning first. Because if you are earning, say 200k, a month. What? How?
How do you?
You see where the problem is.
Yeah.
How do you? Where do you start from?
And
You
the
can't
materials.
You can't even afford the land. Let's even say you get the cheapest of land.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Cement is out of reach.
Mm-hmm.
Reinforcement as at few days ago, it's over ₦1 million per ton.
Wow.
So, how do you do it? It's a huge challenge. You still have to, buy finishing material. You still have to buy doors. You have to buy tires.
Yeah.
They make tires in Nigeria, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of tires in
Yes.
Nigeria. But can you afford it?
You see, guys, that's why we don't have affordable houses because materials are expensive. So many things are expensive.
They keep reviewing
Exactly.
upwards every day.
Yes, and the developer has. I mean, you can't sell below what you
spend.
So that's why I tell people, it's not developers' fault.
It's a huge problem.
It's nobody's fault at this point.
So what would have saved the day?
Yes.
Would have been mortgage.
Yeah, that's the savior.
So it will still go back to this mortgage
over
and over. Because if you cannot get mortgage loan, how can you afford the house?
It's just 1% that can drop cash.
Exactly.
For house.
Exactly.
The other 99%.
Even the 1% is reducing now. Because come on.
Yeah.
Everything is expensive now. Something you bought 10 naira yesterday, when you go back the next day, you will see it as 15.
So your disposable
income is depleting every day.
So every money you have, you're putting it into other areas so that you can meet up. I'm gonna go to diaspora markets because it's a huge market. So when it comes to diaspora and trust issues, we've said that Nigerians, we don't have a well-structured mortgage system, right? Okay, so we don't have that. That's the market side. So how do you tackle trust issues with diaspora? How do we get them to invest without having that?
It's always a challenge. Me and you've done it. It's always a challenge.
Yes.
But the diaspora, our people in diaspora, they are a huge part of the Nigerian economy in general.
Yes.
When you look at diaspora remittance, you know how huge that market is.
Very huge.
But they have trust issues, as rightly mentioned. And you don't blame them. Because over time, there are a lot of stories. I had a friend that came in a while ago, and he called me, I'm going to see my property. He left. He told me he would be back in 30 minutes. He came back 4-5 hours. Where they told him the property is not where it is.
Oh.
They actually got the property for him, but it's not where
it is. Oh.
So these are the little things that makes them skeptical most times to invest. They also look at, I'll go back to the main issue, they also look at the instability of the Nigerian system.
Yes.
You wake up today, yes, something else. Tomorrow you wake up, yes, something else. Nothing is stable.
Yes.
Both from policy wise and implementation and all that. Those are the little things when you have this interaction with them.
Yes, you understand that's what they're thinking.
So you don't blame them.
Yeah.
But those that have invested, that are still investing, they are happier for it.
Yes.
So how do we?
They're happier for it because we said something. We said Nigeria is the only country that you
invest and you get
100%
that
standard. Go do your research. Go and check. Nigeria is the only.
The only country where you invest in real estate and get 100% return.
You're hearing it from the horse's mouth. Yes.
Go and check.
Okay. It's clear. Yeah.
So, most times, how we give them confidence is to deliver that tell them
Word of mouth. Yeah.
referrals.
Yeah.
You will not see any diaspora
Mm-hmm.
come on its own.
Mm-hmm. And say,
Say, oh, I
yeah.
somebody must have told
So,
you, oh, I hope they're
Yeah.
you know. That's how you break the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And in truth, when you deliver one,
Mm-hmm.
2 will come, 3 will come,
Mhm.
4 will come. And that is what we want.
Mm-hmm.
We want our fellow developers to be sincere with this people. See, there's something we do every week. We send reports.
Mm-hmm.
I told my staffs,
Mm-hmm.
at no time
Mm-hmm.
we do lie
Mm-hmm.
to these people because they are not here. Because they might send somebody to go and check that,
Yes.
tell them we are here and they're not
Yeah.
there. Tell them the
The
truth.
truth. Yeah.
There was a time we had issues with concrete. We did not work for a while.
Yeah.
The next month report we send,
This letter. Yeah.
newsletter, we send it every month.
Yeah.
Make sure you mention it
Yeah.
so
So
that they will know.
it's
Because
better.
it's very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we try to, you know, be sincere with them,
Mm-hmm.
deliver what you say you deliver,
Mm-hmm.
and carry them along as well,
Mm-hmm.
so that they don't keep calling you, trying to find out what is going on.
Yeah.
You can't blame them. They are miles and
Miles
miles
away. And
And
Nigeria
they are
has
giving you
shown
money.
them.
Small person.
Nigeria has shown them shady.
So
Yeah.
you don't blame them.
Yes, exactly. So basically, keep in touch with your diaspora clients. I mean, there's no industry that doesn't have issues.
Yes.
Do you understand? Real estate industry, sometimes cement, sometimes there's delay. But the most important thing is actually this trend says that you should be honest with your clients, especially those in diaspora.
That's right.
Keep them informed.
They are very sensitive.
They are very sensitive. And the most important is a lawyer. I said God. They are very, very sensitive because their system, the culture there and ours is different. So they want everything tip top. They want everything, you know.
And sometimes the another problem they have with us here is it's difficult for them to verify things. You know, it's hard.
Yes.
You know, they are used to being on their laptop
And just,
verify
but it's
but
really,
here you have to go physically. Sometimes you won't even get what you're looking for. So, and if they don't get that comfort, how do you expect them to invest? You know, so that's another challenge. You remember somebody? It took how many months? Because he couldn't get what he was looking for. He was trying to verify, but he couldn't get clarity. So what do you expect? It took him time, but thank God it all worked out. You know? The day he saw me, when I went to the UK to give him his document. He was so excited. Oh, finally, it's not ghost I've been dealing with, you know. So,
I told him, I was like, you know, he said, Nigeria. Oh, God. I said, don't worry, trust me. That's
another thing is even agents. Agents don't help.
Yeah.
You know, you help somebody acquire a property to stop going there. You're supposed to be giving the person feedback, especially if the person buys stuff.
Yeah.
You're supposed to
be honest.
Yeah, because it's part of the services you render.
It
It's
just
not
doesn't end as you giving me money.
Thank
it doesn't
you.
end there. Yeah.
You have to be the
middleman.
person in the middle
Yeah.
to make sure that he is getting information. Make sure that you are asking the developer questions about where are you, where are you headed, what time you go there, you take pictures. You say you give the person comfort.
I'm going to ask something. I'm like, what made you decide to start real estate? Because is it scary?
I don't just start. It took me time.
Yes.
You know, I was in, I was out, I was in, I was out. I was just there until I decided, okay, let me try something different. A friend of mine, then I was a manager. A friend of mine, we started together, but he was serious. Me, I was in and out. So when I came back to Lagos one time, I now went to this property. I was shocked.
Wow.
What's going on here? Yeah. That's how the off-planting and joint venture came into play.
Yeah. Wait, what were you thinking when you saw the project? Like,
is this possible?
Yeah.
Because where it is one, it will cost a whole lot of money to acquire the land itself.
Yes.
And it was a huge, in my eyes then, it was huge.
Huge.
Because
Like,
the seventh floor, how can this be?
I can understand what you mean, because when my clients, when I take them to Gloch Tower, they're like, you mean as in you mean a big project?
Yeah.
Who is this? Like, and then they just see me searching, they just come and say, how does he do it? What does it take for someone to just say, you know
think
what?
about it.
Yes, it seems story.
Yeah.
No.
So that my friend now inspired me.
Oh.
It opened my eyes.
I hope it does inspire you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You know, it opened my eyes to the possibilities. You know, wow, so this thing is possible. So I went back and I took it serious. Then I had a land. You know what I do then was to buy land, leave it for a little while.
And
sell it. I was good. I was okay. You know, I was moving on with my life. You know, so but that changed everything.
Oh.
It changed everything. So when I went back, I started the first one. I couldn't. I sold the land. I went back again. I bought another one. I want to start. I fenced it. I did the gate out. I sold the land. Then I came back to Lagos again. He said, "Good chief."
Okay.
That was the land.
Oh, he told
Say
me.
if you don't do chief, you don't be serious. You don't be selling the land. Once you have the two riches, you sell the land. I thought of it. I said it's true. Because once I have the two challenge,
You just
because it's mine. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I got into the first project.
Which was in Abuja. Okay.
And then the Abuja market started slowing down. My vision,
Yeah.
I didn't see a means of actually achieving what I had in mind. Because I was thinking of taking what I saw in Lagos.
Oh.
And Abuja, they are not used to buying apartments.
Okay.
They prefer a house.
Okay.
You know, they
Yeah.
don't like buying apartments.
Yeah.
So it was a challenge.
Yeah.
And it was slow.
Yeah.
So I thought of it as okay, I rather come back to Lagos where I know the market is. So that's why I came back to Lagos.
So you were not living here?
No, I was leaving my family were here. I spent some time in Abuja.
Okay,
Lagos,
so you then decided to bring yourself
everything
here.
back,
Wow.
back down. So luckily we got the first JV, the Sarah apartment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Finished.
How did you feel? How many floors was that?
6.
You remember
It
that?
changed, it now emboldened me
Yes.
beyond anybody's imagination.
You were like, wow!
I woke up one day and said, I'm going to do a 21 story building. People thought I was crazy.
Wow.
What is wrong with this guy? That is the Gloch Tower I was seeing there.
Wow. Wait, can you talk about where's that?
Sarah apartment?
Is this that? No, the one that's Glover.
Glover. No, that's Sarah.
Okay,
Sarah
yeah,
apartment,
okay.
That's the first one.
Yes.
So, that was how Gloch Tower came into my
And how many floors was?
let me tell you how it started.
Okay.
We started with 14.
Yeah.
We designed it. Let's go higher. We
Oh,
got
wow.
to 17. I said, let's go higher.
Yeah.
To 21.
Wow.
So actually started Gloch Tower to be a 21 floor.
Yeah.
But we stopped at 18
Mhm.
because we noticed it would be too crowded. Land is small. Although we have enough parking and all that. So we decided to take it down to 17.
You guys need to see Gloch Tower.
Yeah.
You have to see
You know,
Gloch Tower, yeah.
So, but I learned a lesson from that project.
Okay. Which one now?
Gloch Tower.
Okay.
No. I tell people that Gloch Tower taught me 20 years
Of
of
experience.
experience. 20, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Because I saw the good, the bad, the ugly
Everything.
in that project. You know, from the foundation. Look, we are coming from this. That's why some of my clients that started with me early, I appreciate them a lot.
Oh,
It's a huge trust.
yeah.
You know, they just keep doing that.
Oh yeah. You
Although some of them, you know, later,
Mm.
you don't blame them, you know,
Yeah.
because it was a new thing.
Yes.
You know, when we did that 6th floor, there was a lot of things we didn't take into consideration. That me myself, I never even knew that would happen, even from the design. Because as I said, we started from 14. You know, I was using some guys. When I took the design the first time to real professionals,
Gloch is yeah.
what's this? This is not functional. This, you know, we went back.
Wow.
It's a huge experience. It's very costly one though.
Yeah,
But it's worth it because
Yeah.
it gave birth to a lot of things.
Yeah.
My own personal growth.
Yes.
You know, the knowledge that I've acquired in the
Yeah.
industry. Because there's no drawing I can read, both from electrical, mechanical.
Yeah.
I read all drawing
All
because I had to learn it
Yeah.
because of that project.
Project.
And it also gave birth to Gloch contracting,
Yeah.
which is a big blessing
Yeah.
to us as a company
Yeah.
because it keeps us in a competitive edge.
Yeah.
It gives us a competitive edge, I mean. And it's a company now that, in fact, we've gotten our first external job
Oh,
to
nice.
construct for somebody.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
yeah, it's huge.
Nice.
It's something that, if not for anything, it's one area that I'm really happy about.
So basically, from what Mr. Chinedu said, you have to have good friends because he went to visit his friend's construction site and he was wowed, and that event that started your
My journey
Your
to the real thing.
This is the real thing, right? So have good friends, quality friends that can push you to do more,
Yeah.
and also have mentors because
Yeah.
if your friend didn't tell you that you needed to do JB,
And another thing,
yeah,
apart from even telling you JB, he makes sure any new thing
yes,
he makes me know.
Yes.
You know, I learned so much.
have
you know.
friends that give you updates,
Yeah,
not the
updates.
ones that be hiding updates.
Exactly.
Have the ones that will
Information is
information, knowledge
key.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so have a good team
Yeah.
because if you know, for some say, oh, you should do JD, that means you have to partner up with someone
Yes.
in the industry
Yeah.
who can, push you, have mentors, have friends, have tenacity, temerity. That's like
That is
you
the
must.
word.
It's not easy.
Because if you listen to that small voice in your
Yes,
head,
I say you
will
can't do it. I even see from the horse's mouth. Say, oh, you can't do it. Who are you to do this one? You will do it if you have the tenacity, whatever it is, you will do it. So in conclusion, what advice would you give to aspiring real estate developers looking to make an impact in the industry?
Yeah. First thing, you have to learn from someone. It's critical, so that you don't make huge mistakes. Mistake is good because you learn from mistakes, but don't make mistakes that will put you out of business. You have to learn.
Yes.
So many people believe that it's all about money. It's not all about money. It's
Yeah.
about understanding the industry first of all.
Yeah.
So try to understand the industry and learn every aspect of the industry.
Yeah.
Like I tell people, when I started, I was alone. I was the accountant, I was the marketer, I was everything.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So you have to learn every step so that by the time you start having a team, you can help them. Like I can help my marketers. Make them do better.
You're the head marketer.
I'm the head marketer. You know?
Yeah.
Because why? I understand the business.
Yes.
I understand it to the extent that I can close my eyes and tell you what can build a 6-bedroom house. I understand it. So you have to understand the business. Like you rightly said, you need mentors. You need people that knows the industry that can point you in the right direction so that you don't make too many mistakes.
Okay.
Basically, that's it.
Well, there you have it, guys. With Mr. Chinedu, we had such an amazing This is a discussion session.
Yes.
I was always saying interview, but this is actually a discussion session. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for, bringing this. I know! Finally, I'm like, I must have this session. Like, I know Mr. Chinedu, you get. So, thank you so much for honoring my invitation and everything. And I hope you guys are learning. Real estate is such a complex, industry, and you have to know, or you have to
make your way or get through the whole complexities, and that's why we're here to guide and help you.